Another edition of the Grandstanders Live. I'm your host, Scott KERMAN, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, the Professor, Russ Stevens,
Welcome back.
Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's the barber to the stars, Hollywood Pete McGilvery. Well, we have another great show for you tonight, so boys, let's get it started with the Patriots versus the hated Giants. That was truly an instant classic. That's why we watch sports, right? That's how exciting a game that was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'll tell you, I have a new found respect for Manning, for Eli.
As a quarterback.
As a
Played
quarterback.
a great game.
In that game, he was great.
Well, he always plays great against us.
Yeah,
When the
but
last
he
time
was-
Eli Manning played a bad game against us?
Flacco always plays well against us.
Yeah, that's-
We bring out the best in them.
I just hate him so much, though, because
But he was
Why
so
do you hate
good.
Eli?
I hate him because I feel like he's so lucky in the.
Who do you hate more, Peyton or Eli?
Oh, Eli, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah,
Really? Oh.
Yes. No, I like Peyton. I always have liked Peyton. I just
Because of
think
the commercial, but other than the commercial.
in the Saturday Night Live. Yeah, right.
Eli's got a good direct TV commercial
Terrific on
too.
Saturday
Yeah,
Night
he's excellent at all the commercials for years. Much better than Brady, right?
Live. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
what has Brady got to work with? Uggs boots? Come on, you
No,
can't work
but on
with that.
Saturday Night Live in particular.
Yeah, right. But Tony Romo with his direct TV commercial.
That's
Pretty
the-
good.
So far,
Brown
And this thing has gone off the tracks right
Yeah,
away.
that's very good. I just want to mention. No, I like Peyton.
he was brilliant on Sunday.
But yeah, Manning was very good. He does. He moves in and out of the pocket very
Right.
well. And yes, he plays well against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right? But my first question is, I don't think Tom Brady played that well. Are the Giants in his head?
Yeah, I think he sees pressure. Remember that play up the middle in the first quarter is down to the goal line, and he drops back and he runs right into the line of scrimmage into a sack. And I remember you texted me like, what the heck happened there? I
Well,
think that's what he sees sometimes.
Let's
with these
remember,
guys.
though, the line of scrimmage was, you had guards playing tackle, you had centers, two centers out there. That line is in tough shape.
Yeah,
And
he
for that
might
game.
not have been fully confident in that.
Understandable,
Cast
but
the
it always
characters.
happens, though. I mean, he never plays well against it. Every game, there's another
Yeah.
reason why he
But
doesn't play
that
as
was
well.
a nice 14-play, 8-minute drive to open in the opening series, and then he lost Edelman and he lost all confidence.
But it was his worst game of the year, right? Can we all agree?
Absolutely. I mean,
But I
worst
think
game
of
he's
the loss
played?
of Edelman and the
I
lack
know,
of Lewis.
all that being absolutely true, but it was the worst game that Brady's played
Worst
this
game
year.
he-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and the fact is, if this guy makes the catch with Landon Collins, makes an easy catch where he throws up.
That wasn't that easy.
It was pretty easy. I mean, he had plenty of time. It was hung up there.
Well, he didn't have to go up for it.
No, he didn't have to go up for it.
I think he was afraid
But
of
because
falling.
he did, he made it more
Right, he
difficult.
was going to fall either way.
Right, but he needs to catch that ball. It's not like he even had
Yeah,
a
no,
Patriot
no,
in his face or anything.
No.
He's alone. It's the end of the game.
Yeah.
He can end the
He
game.
looked like Hanley Ramirez on that.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He was
He was
really
all
good at
legs
Alabama.
akimbo
Oh,
and
just like,
everything.
it was all over the place.
But if
Yard
he makes
sale.
that catch, and we're really talking bad about Tom Brady because he had that key interception at the goal line where he
At
just
the end of the first
missed-
half,
Yeah.
right, Joe?
When
No,
Edelman
the
wasn't there.
Brandon LaFell one.
Yeah.
No, I
At the end
understand.
of the game.
We have to keep things within the parameters.
No, but that's a bad pass.
That was a bad
Jim Nantz was trying to compare it to Malcolm Butler. That's apples and oranges. That's
That's
not
just a bad-
That's a
badly
bad
thrown
pass.
pass, right.
Malcolm Butler made a great play.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
that was a terrible
And
pass.
Phil Simms was at his very worst in that game.
Well, he should accuse himself of even broadcasting a game when he's a Giant, right?
Yeah, I think he. I don't think he does well ever.
Ever,
He's
yeah.
lost his fastball, so I don't. It doesn't even make a
He's
difference.
Captain Obvious. I mean, he's worse than Madden used to be almost now.
Yeah, he's terrible. So, if you were been watching the show, and I know you have, I predicted that Edelman would get hurt. Not this week.
Yeah, 6 weeks ago,
Well,
you
6
did.
weeks ago.
It
But,
doesn't
Give him
count.
time. Give him time.
Sometimes we're on tape delay and things, don't get
delay
broadcast.
I
6
predict
weeks.
there'll be a solar eclipse.
But
sometime, just wait for it.
But I have a theory, guys, that it's actually not a bad injury right now because he
Gets rest.
He gets
Absolutely.
lit up every game, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he
He
was
wasn't
a
going to
little off.
survive the rest of the year anyways.
No, he wasn't, right? He wasn't going to
agree
get
with
hurt. I mean, concussion, something or another. So he gets the rest. He comes back, hopefully, first playoff game.
Right.
Right? Tan rested and ready. And
Sure. That's if. By the way, Amendola, who's as brittle as they come,
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
get hurt, right? Now a lot's riding on Danny Amendola to play the next 7 games without getting.
Well, how about
And one's against Denver, too.
Yeah.
That's
has
a great
Martin
point.
been practicing? The kid with
Deshaun
the
Martin?
hamstring?
He's
Yeah.
still hurt.
He's
The hamstring, he's still
50,
not,
50.
because he would fit in nicely as a slot receiver, I think.
But remember, Amendola's been injured every year of his career,
Oh, yeah.
other than this year.
I forgot that, actually.
Yeah,
You know, you're
there's
right,
no
because
depth beyond that. at
he's
this point.
fragile Freddie Lynn, right?
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
right.
yeah.
But
if I'm I was thinking about this. If I'm Belichick, I'm managing Amendola's snaps. You do not want Danny Amendola to get 16 targets a game.
no.
He
well,
will not last 3 games.
Well, we had speculated in the last couple of weeks that one Aaron Dobson would be off the team.
Yeah.
He made an important catch the other day.
Right. Aaron
Oh,
Dobson is
in that
going to
last
be a
drive, yeah.
he's going to be a fairly big part of the offense
would
moving
think. He has
forward in the
to be.
next few
Yeah.
weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Brady looks for him. He's a big target. He doesn't know what he's doing out there, right? Not a clue. He has no intelligence as a wide receiver, but he's going to be getting 5 to 7 balls thrown to him.
Probably.
And hopefully he can win the battles, because he is bigger and stronger than
Yeah.
99% of the quarterbacks out there. So he should be able to win the battles.
So it was a great game. Why did we win that game? A lot of people say because Belichick is just a smart coach, and Coughlin spit a bit at the end as far as the time management of the game. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm watching the game and I'm saying, I like having Tom Brady with minute 30 left. But, the Giants, they marched down. They were in the end zone, and they came all the way down with 2 minutes left. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But, give Tom the ball. I think I'll bet on him.
It's clear what Belichick does at the end of these games and goal line situations is he will do everything he can to make the other team pass it.
But he's in these coaches' heads. I mean, just by the mere fact that when they win the coin toss, they
Yeah.
Yeah, although Coughlin finally figured it out.
right. No, but that's dictating because of Belichick.
Yeah.
And well, that didn't work out because Brady, as you said, went down 8
Scored.
minutes, right? And they didn't even get the ball for the first half of the quarter.
Did any of you guys have any doubt about Gostkowski at the end?
No.
Did any doubt creep
Not
into your
really.
mind?
No.
That was no gimme.
No, it wasn't.
No,
Like
no.
4 yards is never
Yeah.
a gimme.
But I was probably 95% I was very confident he's going to make this.
Yeah. I was saying the only thing that can go wrong here is a bad snap.
Guy hasn't missed all season.
That's incredible.
The guy has, 445 straight extra points?
Although give Amendola credit for that last reception and getting an extra 6 yards.
On the
that was
spin
huge.
move.
That was a big boy play.
Although Belichick said later in the week that even if it had been like 62 yards,
he still
he
would have
wanted
tried
to get
it.
to the 45.
But that
And he was gonna kick.
right. But that kick had some draw on it. To your point
Oh, it was
earlier,
hooking, yeah.
It may if they had been 6 yards back, would it have curled around the post? I don't know.
But Amendola doesn't have that move. That's an Edelman move. He learned that from Edelman, right? That's what Edelman does, that move that I have not seen until Edelman. And people across the league, teams are trying to get Edelmans, right? That's what they're
Absolutely.
trying to look for. So moving forward, we don't have Edelman, right? We have a depleted offensive line. We don't have Deion Lewis.
And you can't make a trade now either.
Wait a minute. Can we talk about Mr. Melvin?
Oh.
He looked like Logan Ryan in the Super Bowl.
Do you realize we don't win the Super Bowl?
Kyle Arrington.
We don't win the Super Bowl, Pete, if it wasn't for Melvin. Melvin's the guy that came in the second half of the Ravens game last year who
He got lit up.
Brady lit up.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great point.
Oh, he went after him?
Yeah,
He was
that's
an
the guy who
embedded
went
Patriot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
was an
what did they
embedded
see
Raven, actually.
from that game that would make them...
You probably saw a 6 foot tall cornerback who wasn't on anyone's roster.
And
It's
that just-
terrible.
Right. And that shows you how bad Bradley Fletcher was.
Yeah.
Like,
No kidding.
That
And
they,
he didn't get picked up. McLean didn't get picked up. None
Well,
of those guys
McLean's
get picked up.
IR'd.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
But
These guys
there's
didn't get
currently
picked up.
a guy who is sitting on his couch right now, waiting for a phone to ring, who I am confident will be the starting cornerback alongside Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl. That's
That
how
could
this is good. That's a prediction. Right now, that is all.
Do you think-
I am making that prediction.
Do you think that if Welker didn't get picked up by the Rams a week prior, do you think
No.
Belichick would have made the call?
No.
Without
Not
Edelman,
in
I mean.
years.
No.
No.
Not a chance.
No.
Probably not.
The coach and general manager does not like him.
Yeah.
I have a
He
theory.
had some parting shots, didn't he?
What's
I have
your
a theory, and I've always been right on this theory. Every time I watch an interview when a guy calls Coach Belichick, Bill, he's out within the next few weeks.
Yeah, you call him coach.
Yep.
Enough.
Oh, is that
Logan Mankins, McGinnis.
You have to start tracking.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
Welker.
go back.
Yeah.
Whenever they
We're gonna have to go back to Lawyer Malloy's last.
It's a
press
disrespect
conference.
thing. It's all of a sudden a disrespect thing. You call him Bill, you're out in the next few weeks. That's how it works.
Let's hope
I know
that Brady doesn't call him Bill next week.
I never heard. He always calls him Coach Belichick.
he always right. Absolutely. Just a
Well, he's not going to cut Tom Brady.
no. You don't get that in any other show. That
No,
little
that
small
is quite a.
These nuggets.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. So let's just move ahead because we're going to go to the Super Bowl.
But wait,
That's
I wanted to
going
go
happen.
back to the point that Russ made.
What?
A real good one. That Belichick is trying to make the other team throw the ball down there.
Yeah.
Because he
Absolutely.
gives him automatic timeouts, extra. Gives him
Well,
extra
it's what
3
you
or
were
4
saying. It's the,
timeouts.
it's
why
the
he put
Woody.
Melvin out there?
It's the Woody Hayes. It's the Woody Hayes thing where if you throw the ball, 3 things can happen and 2 of them are bad, right? And he knows that I'd rather have a quarterback forcing a pass into the end zone than a big running back trying to gain 2 yards in 4 plays.
But Tom Coughlin, shame on you. he's
Played right into
he's
his
been
hand.
Oh
right.
yeah, he fell for it.
Played
Yeah,
right
I mean-
into his hands.
That's the kind of thing we say that the Coughlins, the Harbaughs, they are not intimidated by Belichick and they don't make stupid errors. Well,
Here's a question for you. I heard this on the radio the other day, and I thought it was a great question. Would you, if you switched coaches and quarterbacks with the Giants, would you rather have Eli with Belichick or Brady and Coughlin? Think
Brady and
about that one.
Coughlin. Brady and Coughlin. Look, Brady's the man.
Coughlin's a great game
Is
plan.
that a
coach.
great question?
That is a great
I
question.
think
It's
I'd
a
have to
great
go
question.
towards
I would say Eli and
Belichick.
Belichick.
Yeah?
Me
Yeah.
too. I'm
Is
going
that
with
right?
Yeah.
You think that coaches...
But
That-
but Coughlin is a great game plan coach. Look what he did to Brady. The game plan this time was he went into the hurry up. He had Eli doing the hurry up, and they were stuck with like Silver Slinger and Alan Branch out there, not the fast guys like Dominic Easley and the new kid.
Yeah.
You know, so they kept.
Coughlin's
So
a great coach.
Eli had plenty of time because all
It's-
the defensive
yeah.
linemen were
That's a
gassed.
good question.
It's a close call. Like,
Yeah.
it's a 51-49 thing, right?
All right, I'll take it to another level. Starting a franchise, would you rather have Belichick as your coach or Tom Brady as your quarterback?
I
You
knew
can't
you were
have...
At
you
this
can't
age?
Have, you can't...
Or 10
Well,
years ago.
yeah, I guess...
In their
'cause you-
prime.
Well, yes, yeah, you
In their
can't...
prime. So
Is,
Brady
when's
in his
Belichick...
prime-
Is he still
Brady
in his prime?
or Belichick?
Belichick in his prime and... I mean, Brady in his
take
prime
that.
and Belichick... Whenever. He's always in his prime, I guess, right? What
They
would you
did
take?
go. Belichick did go 11-5
with Castle.
with Matt Castle, who hasn't won since.
It's why you
So
take,
who are you taking, Joe?
Bill
I'll take the
Belichick.
coach.
You'll take the coach.
Taking the coach.
I'm taking the... Pete.
I'm taking the coach.
You're taking the QB.
I'm taking the QB.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, you do it just to go against
Yeah,
Brett.
no,
Yeah, you
no.
do it all the time.
Players play the game, boys. Players play the game.
That's what
They
the
do,
coach said.
Yeah,
players do
right.
it. They're told by the coach.
No, players play the game. I
He
always
has
go for
put
the
him
players.
constantly
Players
in
win 'em,
positions to
coaches
win
lose 'em.
games.
Yeah.
He puts him in a position to win a game almost every time.
Pete,
Yeah.
we are in
Almost every
Boston,
time.
and you know one thing about Boston. We love our players.
Yeah.
But the first thing we love our players beyond any other coach, manager, right? We're always willing to sell those guys out. We love our players. And so that's what I do. All right, so because we're just doing scenarios out the yin yang tonight. All right, so now the Giants, the yin yang. So the Giants are 5-5, and the Carolina Panthers are 9-0.
Yep.
Okay, who would you rather play in the Super Bowl right now? The
Super
Carolina
Bowl talk.
Panthers.
There's
Oh no, there's Super Bowl talk.
I think
'cause
you're,
we're getting there.
you're jumping the gun.
No, I'm jumping the gun. We're all there.
Jump the gun.
We're
There was
all
only
there.
one answer to this question. You'd rather play the Carolina Panthers.
Absolutely.
We have played them and beat them before.
I
in the
have
Super
no
Bowl.
desire to play the. I want to see the
No,
Giants
I'll
lose
take the
every game
Giants
that-
any day and
No
twice
way.
on Sunday.
You would take the Giants here.
Crazy.
So you would take the
That is
Panthers.
crazy talk. Of
You-
course.
I would rather see the Panthers.
You'd rather see.
I mean,
Crazy talk.
I really, really got a lot of respect for Eli in this game, but I'd rather see the other guy.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's more fun.
Because
Carolina's got a way better defense.
well,
Yeah,
Newton.
but they have
And
no.
Newton's worth the price.
but
He doesn't have the weapons.
Here's the
that
deal:
Eli has.
you stop Cam Newton.
you stop
Belichick
that
is going to
team.
stop Cam Newton in a
Yeah.
Super Bowl. I'm sorry, it's just that.
Yeah,
that's
he's
He's gonna have
different from the-
he's gonna have Jamie Collins spying him like
Yeah, they don't-
Billy
they
McGinnis
don't have
on
a
Marshall.
What's
receiver.
going on with that guy?
Cam Newton.
Jamie Collins.
I guess he's over the virus now, but he lost so much weight and he's so weak
But that's kind of
that
scary.
he's
you know?
got to
Sure
build
is.
up again.
because that whole Daniel Fells and
but I think
Giants
it was
where
MRSA, it was
they
a
got that
viral
infection.
Yeah, but that's a bacteria.
Yeah, but a
This is
2-week, 3-week viral infection.
It's not good.
You could
Because there's so many freaking germs in those locker
You could have a
rooms. I
virus
mean,
for 10 days.
Yeah, but usually, that's
3 weeks he's out.
yeah.
I don't know.
well, we'll have to have a doctor on the show, at some point.
If somebody at your work was out 3 weeks and claimed they had a virus,
Yeah, you'd probably look twice. Most people in my work don't need to run a 4.340 in order to do their job.
Well, first of all, I think it was a venereal disease. So I said if someone at work. No, I didn't say him.
Well, you think he's a handsome guy?
Nothing like live TV.
I'm just going to say that when I did work for the Red Sox, and I spoke to a trainer, he said other than serious injuries, what they spend the most time treating athletes is venereal diseases.
Beautiful.
That's what he said. So I'm throwing that out. All right, now I have a theory that the Patriots, we're all thinking about undefeated seasons, right? You're thinking about it, but do you really want the Patriots to go for it like we did in 2007, which ultimately hurt us come playoff time? I mean, shouldn't we be seeing Jimmy G if we got things wrapped
As
up?
long as they win the Super Bowl, that's all I care
Jimmy
about.
G is not. I don't care. He's not getting in there.
So you don't think Game 16, if we've got everything wrapped up, you think Tom Brady's going to play that full game?
I do.
Yes,
I just don't think the guy
guaranteed.
comes out. He won't
Yeah,
come
but
out.
he did last year. He didn't start that Buffalo game last year. Jimmy G's played the Buffalo game.
Yeah, but
You're
didn't,
right, yeah,
didn't
right, exactly.
Brady
Right.
play the first half?
He played a quarter or something like that. There's one guy. Look, Brady's just not likely to get injured, right? He just is not the guy you do not play if you
That
have that
avocado
first bye is Gronk.
Absolutely,
You
right?
do
yeah.
not let him see the field in the last. If you've
put him in a
clinched-
freezer
after
or
game
something.
14, if you've clinched the
Yeah.
first bye, the first seed, you don't play Gronk in games
Yeah.
15. That's crazy.
Right.
Put him in the freezer with Ted Williams' head. Keep him on.
This has gone way up the crack tonight. This has gotten dark.
See what happens when you leave?
This has gone dark.
Table,
What
yes,
happened around
The voice
here?
of reason is
Good
not
Lord, we're dropping.
Is he still in the freezer?
Most
must
of them
be.
is.
Table game?
Part of them is, yeah.
Yeah, his son is too, right?
Oh, God.
What's next on
Let's get back on track here. Let's just get back on track.
All right, well,
You sit Gronk.
It's
The answer to your question is you sit
the
Gronk.
question. You guys, seriously. All right, so it's prediction time, and if you notice that the professor has not been here for 2 weeks, so he hasn't seen the unveiling of the. You want to shut your eyes of the?
No.
It's very popular. It's the.
Oh, I did
It's
see
the
that. I
headgear.
saw
Oh
that.
yes,
Yeah, the
absolutely.
sports
It's coming on.
media
There you go.
It looks fantastic.
Oh, wow,
on
yeah,
this.
Still need the
We
music.
needed
Yeah,
a
right.
round of
We do
applause
need
for
that.
the
Oh, yeah.
Edelman.
Each week
That's
it
a good
looks.
look.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. We're
I'm
gonna
sure
get
your kids are
Hillfinger. Will be
You can sell
sponsoring us.
sponsorship on that. Exactly
Actually, I'm
right.
going to push you over a little bit. I want the raise. Your head's getting. All right, so it's prediction time because the Patriots are playing on Monday night against Sexy Rexy and the Buffalo Bills. My prediction, and of course they're always right. So take it to the bank, 28-13. I'm lowering the bar on the offensive output because of the Edelman loss. So I've got 28-13. We'll start with Hollywood. Pete, give us your prediction.
It's a hard game to handicap with all the injuries and everything, I think.
Right.
Because I really don't know what's going to happen with that offensive line. They say they're practicing, but I'm going to say 24-10.
24-10 Patriots.
Patriots all the way.
Russ.
38-13.
Oh, wow. Wow. See how he's got the 13? Where do you get that from?
I'll go with 24-23.
Oh, look at you.
Very close game again.
And a late field goal by...
Just
I would-
remember,
I would
this
love
is-
it to be
Just
a late
remember, this
another
is Rex. They're go for the juggler on this thing if they get a chance.
Yeah.
yeah. You see, look, this is putting you into transit.
I think I'm
I know.
now
Yeah,
that's
baptized
for 2
into
weeks.
thinking that this is
Yeah, you should see what Hollywood Pete. Yeah, he's just walking around town just
Yeah.
aimlessly
Yeah,
since
pretty
this.
horrifying.
All right, so we'll go to the Red Sox and
the way
Wait,
it
did you
swings.
predict? Oh, you did.
I did
predict.
28-13. So we're going to go to the Red Sox and the breaking news from the Grandstanders desk. One Big Papi has announced that he will be retiring at the end of the season. Obviously, my favorite Red Sox of all time.
Yeah.
It's sad to see him go, but it's time.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It eliminates a potentially embarrassing
Situation.
last year. Maybe not next year, but the year after. If he went, I think John Henry said, "Don't worry, I'll pay you for that year. Just go away after the next year.
Oh, really?
So we don't have to hear about any more picking up of any options.
Yeah,
right?
we don't have to hear about picking up any. It's
Yeah.
picked up. Just don't keep your mouth shut and take the money.
Nobody's going to talk about any performance-enhancing
Could be-
drugs
you could be
anymore, right?
Yeah,
So
could
you
be
don't
right.
get one of those hitting 185, 10
Yeah.
home runs.
Yeah, look, you
CEs,
probably it wouldn't drop that.
limping
bad,
into the
but
sunset.
He's more likely to get injured.
Didn't
He's
this
more likely
Hanley
to-
slip into that spot?
I think that's the biggest
I
implication
hope not,
of this.
but I'm afraid it's going to be.
I think the biggest implication of this is they try to get a year out of Hanley playing first base, and then they've got a DH for 3 years.
Well, I'm going to give the props to the professor. He said that Big Papi would announce so he could take his victory lap.
Oh, that's a victory lap.
Oh yeah.
And
He's going to get every single thing out of that.
is he going to get a victory lap? I mean, is he going to be in Kansas City? Are they going to be giving him a
Yeah.
rocking cheer? Do you think that?
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
think the rest of the league
Made out of bases or something.
Very
full of
popular
something.
player.
You think the rest of the league's going to do
I don't
that?
see him as
He was very
royalty
popular
like
nationally.
Yeah.
Jeter and
No, he
Mike
had just
Schmidt.
as many national endorsements, if not more than Jeter.
Yeah, it'll happen. May not happen as
He was
over
a
the top
publicity
as
hound, sort of like
Jeter
Peyton
was.
is in football.
yeah. All right.
These teams love a little celebration, and
Yeah.
it brings people into the park. It'll bring all the Red
It's
Sox fans into the
entertainment,
area.
yeah.
I mean, why not? They got nothing else to do in the middle of Cleveland on a
Speaking
Tuesday.
of-
Yeah, well, they can. Yeah.
How are the Red Sox going to handle it without Dr. Charles to do all the?
Maybe they'll bring him back. Is it like an emeritus position? He's still in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
Across the street.
look. He's had a great career, and there's no better clutch player in
So-
our lifetime than Big Papi.
Hall of
And
Fame
I'll
or
be
no?
very sad to see him go, and it'll be great to celebrate him. And hopefully, it's with the World Series.
Yeah,
Hall
I'd
of
love to
Fame
see
or
him go
not?
out on top.
Big Papi, if he doesn't get jammed up for any performance-enhancing drugs, is absolutely a Hall of Famer. Why do you have the Hall of Fame if you don't put
All
Big
those
Papi in it?
National League writers are going to be so stuffy about it.
See, I think he is a Hall of Famer, but I think unless Bagwell or Piazza get in, he's not getting in.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, because these guys were not. Poppy was on a list. Bagwell and Piazza were never even on a list,
good
and they're
point.
being
That's a
blackballed.
good point
So
right
Poppy
there.
was on a list. You never Bagwell's and Piazza's name never appeared, and they're not getting in.
I know, but
And they're both Hall of Famers.
But
Piazza's
everyone
the
knew
best
about
offensive
Bagwell.
catcher in the history of the game.
yeah, but if you look at the playoff and World Series,
Take a look at
success-
Piazza's numbers compared to catchers or Bagwell's numbers.
No, but
They're
I mean,
off the charts.
Look,
As an offensive catcher,
Poppy
Piazza
went over
is
the
up
big
there.
number, 500. I mean,
I understand
that's
that, but-
neat. I mean, obviously, Rafael Palmeiro didn't get it because he's a moron of all morons.
I hope he gets in, but he ain't getting in unless one of those guys gets in.
Well, then there's always the time limit. That's going to be 6 years from now, and time heals all wounds.
Hopefully.
There's a little wait to bring in the Red
It's
Sox.
more of a
to
problem with the
level.
National League writers,
I
I
After
think you're
100
right.
years.
You're right. I think also, yeah, right. Just the exposure the Red Sox get across the league will give them some love.
Piazza played in New York for
Yeah.
15 years.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the best offensive catcher in the history of the game. And he's
Did
not
they
in the
win?
Hall of Fame.
Did they win?
Yeah, but the Mets are like the Jets.
He's
the,
a
the
catcher.
poor
He plays
stepchild.
every day.
Yeah, right.
Ortiz has the DH
That's
thing
another
and the,
good point.
And here's the DH thing and the steroid thing.
Yeah.
Don't you love Big Pop?
I want him to be in.
don't
I'm
like
just,
the Poppy.
I don't love Poppy.
I would vote for him. I know where
That's not-
Where is he? Where's our little Big
You are-
Poppy?
you
Oh,
are-
coachy. I know that.
misconstruing my
Seriously. You don't like me.
you are misconstruing my work.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Take a look at yourself. How do you-
This is off.
Yeah, exactly.
I go away for
I
2
love
weeks,
you.
and this is the kind of crap that happens.
No, don't put that finger where you want on rest. No. Come on. All right. So, we're moving to the next subject. You don't love him.
Disaster. I love him. Are you kidding me? Love
This
the
is
guy.
off the rails.
Love the guy.
I'd vote for him in a
I
heartbeat.
would vote for
Put
him in a heartbeat.
Right
There's
at
no
the-
question
right
in
at the
my
top.
mind he's a Hall of Famer.
That's all you gotta say. It's gonna be unconditional love.
It is unconditional,
All right,
love,
Just
but I
as
don't
World
trust other
Series
people.
stats alone, he goes in. Just for the World
absolutely.
Series stats.
There's a difference between what I want and what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I think things in 6 years are going to change anyways, and
Hopefully.
they're going to move it over, and they're going to have to put some of these guys into Hall of Fame, maybe Clemens or somebody. I don't know. All right, so we made a big deal this week, boys. It's a big deal.
He was, yeah.
Craig Kimbrell.
For a bag of balls.
No, I don't know. Well, he four-time All-Star, a closer, 27 years old. He is controlled by the Red Sox for 3 years,
Yeah.
and the Red Sox traded 4 minor league prospects, one being this Margot, who was, I think, Double-A. We actually saw him play in Portland, I think I remember. So they gave some prospects. Are you happy with the move?
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Always take a bird in the hand over two from the bushes anytime.
Right.
And a lot of these guys are damned with faint praise, like Guerra there. Defensive player of the year in single A.
Right.
I mean, you can't. You may as well say this guy stinks.
Yeah.
He's 27. He's already done it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, look, I'm happy they're moving these prospects because Charrington's ultimate mistake was he held onto these prospects too long, and you saw that whole fleet of pitchers,
Right off the
nosedive
cliff.
in terms of value. So I'm glad. The question is, did he trade him for the right guy? And if we're not competing for a pennant, we don't need that kind of closer.
But we are competing for a pennant. This is the Boston Red Sox.
If
You
we're
have
a
to
bad,
be ahead
let's
in
put
the
it this
ninth
way.
inning to
If
use
we're a
the
bad
save.
team next year, if we're a 500 team and the guy saves 40 games, it wasn't a good deal.
But he's the kind of guy who he was traded last year at this time.
understand.
You can trade him
50
again.
saves 1 year, didn't he?
You know my point. You need a closer on
Yeah.
a very good team.
Yeah, you have
And
to
if we
be
didn't
ahead in the
surround
ninth
them-
inning to even use
Right.
You got to
closer.
close when you're winning.
Hey, we're
Neither-
rebooting here, boys. We are competing
You are
this
an
year.
optimist. I hope you're right.
Well, this has been bad. I know we won a World Series. I was there.
What do you
but
think his nenext move is? What's his next move?
His next move is, I think that in the meetings that he will try to get some more relief help.
Relief help?
Yeah, I think that anytime you have a team win the World Series, everyone looks at them and says, "What is
So who's
what
our
is their
number?
makeup to get
Right.
to
Yeah, but
that
Who's our
point?"
number one starter next year, going into the year?
It's going to be Zimmerman. I think we're going to sign Zimmerman.
Could be that.
Yeah. They've
He
always
doesn't strike me as the number one guy.
He's sort of a number two.
I know.
Stage.
Isn't this the guy who's had 2 no-hitters?
Yeah, but
The guy was at 2 no-hitters.
I know, but his
He
problem is he
shot
had
him,
like a
too.
Yeah.
3.7 ERA in the National League last year.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be the number one starter in our team, boys.
Right.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
David Price.
So was Porcello going to be the number one starter on this team
See,
too?
No, we had him like a 2 or a 3. Look, other than Erod, I would put the rest of that starting rotation on a slow boat to Timbuktu. I have no affection for any of them.
I thought you loved Clay Buchholz.
Oh no, seriously. Do you really?
Have you given up on Porcello?
Well, look, we can't give up on Purcell because he's owed $88 million.
No, but
I
I
think
mean,
he's good as a third starter. He'd be a nice third starter on this team.
Yeah, I think if Rick Porcello had even a $10 million deal, we would have no problem. Right?
He's got like a $20 million.
But he has a $22 million deal, right? There's a huge expectation.
No
for
one
that.
will take him off.
yeah, but
the
is
hands.
do you think he can come back?
Yeah, no, I think he's a fourth starter.
Could, right? Didn't he pitch really well last year?
Yeah,
At
well, it didn't matter.
15
But we have a lot of
starts.
guys who fourth or fifth starters, and I just think, they're
But
interchangeable.
is Zimmerman enough? If you had Zimmerman, Erod, Porcello as your top 3 and fill in the
Buchholz.
blanks.
Right.
No, but to fill in the right, whether it's Buchholz or Owens
Till
or
the
whatever.
All-Star break.
But are you happy
Yeah.
would you be happy with your front 3 being Zimmerman, Erod, and Porcello?
Yes.
That's
no,
not terrible.
right. Exactly. And
With
I
a
think,
great bullpen is your point.
right. And I think what you learn is that when you lose guys in starting lineups in baseball, and everyone has to go into positions, fourth plate, be a cleanup,
Screws everything
it
up.
screws everything up.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, if you're making guys like Porcello and Buchholz and Wade Miley, you're making those 3, 4, 5 guys, they function much better.
Plus, they're pitching games against Ivan Nova,
Right.
as opposed to
Yeah.
whatever number 1 starter that the other teams have.
That's why losing John Lester was an absolute crime, because we're
Totally
sitting here
agree.
right now, and if we had John Lester on this team, we'd still feel comfortable
That's
coming up, right?
Totally agree.
Right? And you could start filling other holes, and you could use prospects and money other ways. That was a disaster, and it still remains a disaster.
Yeah, that was their major mistake in the last 2 years.
So prediction time, because it's always about prediction time. Mr.
As long
Dombrowski.
as you're wearing that hat. it
Yeah,
is.
you're right. Mr. Dombrowski, who we need to have on the show, guys. You should be here. At least Sam Kennedy, right?
Right.
Yeah, Hollywood Pete. All right, so Dombrowski said he's going to sign a number 1 starter. Okay, who's it going to be?
I
Quickly, we
hope it's Greinke. Think it will be Zimmerman.
Zimmerman.
Greinke, you won't get
Zimmerman.
Greinke.
Zimmerman.
Over Greinke. Yeah, we'll never get Greinke.
Okay, yeah.
The
He's going to say,
Cubs will go for Zimmerman too.
yeah. Oh, I think they're going to sign David Price. But that's our show, boys.
Yep.
That went quick. I want to thank, of course, the boys as usual. We want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com. We'll be back next week on Thursday night. My name is Scott Kerman. Have a great night and Thanksgiving.
The clothes make the man, don't they?